Good morning, everyone, and I welcome all of you to Talk the Walks. And thanks, Noteworthy, for giving us the venue for this occasion. Let me ask you a few questions. Are leaders born or they developed? The next question is basically, what type of leaders and what kind of organization looking for those type of leaders? Do the leaders adapt the organization style or the organization adapts to the leader? What is the most critical thing for a leader? Who is a leader? The leader is the person who's binding his vision into the organization vision and then bond that with the employees. It's a very interesting topic, and we are today to understand the leader. This is session 5 of Talk the Walks. Let me begin. What kind of leader are you?
Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I think that leader kind of thing can also be interpreted in different ways. Each of us, I think, are leaders in our own right, because it's our own definition of who a leader is. For example, if you ask me as to how I would think, I'm still in two minds as to whether I'm a leader or not. But I like to think that I am a person who would have a purpose in life, or who would think of a purpose beyond the profit. And over a period of time, say we've been in this business for 25 years, we've touched, or we feel we have touched many different lives, because so many people have joined the company over time. Our businesses have grown, and when we meet people on the streets, there's a certain sense of recognition. So just that touching that human life in some way, to me, makes me feel, okay, I must be a leader of purpose. So that is my interpretation of it.
Right. Sriyan, I have a different questions. Are leaders born? Are you a born leader or you develop your skills?
I think somewhere in between, but I would say in my case, if I probably look back, I probably see more from the born and then see the evolution. Because if I look back into school and this and that and all of that, you start seeing these early signs where people pick you for, okay, can you hit this, or can you do this, or can you do that? At that stage, you haven't had enough time to form. It's the formation which comes from home. But if you look at the style and nature of leadership and what I was, say, 2 decades ago and now, there's a big shift. Some plus, some minus. I look back and say, sometimes I wish I was a bit more of what I was. Sometimes I look back and say, yeah, this stuff I'm doing now is probably interesting as well. So,
Just being in between, right? Varuni, again, turning to you. What is more important to you? Giving feedback to your associates or peers, or taking feedback?
It's again this thing about you should be able to listen more than really speak out what you think, right? I mean, all of us want to really have our say. So I also enjoy doing that, of course. But on the most part, yes, I think it's a two-way thing. Yes, I like to give feedback because I think, especially to the guys who are younger, thinking I'm helping them grow in some way. But honestly, I enjoy the feedback because we are all improving and growing and trying to develop in our own ways. That doesn't stop at any time. So it's only through that exchange, the feedback, that I would be able to maybe correct myself or improve myself. So I really look at it as a dialogue. Honestly, I enjoy both things, like for everybody to hear my voice, but at the same time, I definitely do like the feedback from others to improve myself.
Right. The whole show is about explaining your work. Tell the people what you have done. Sriyan, my last question before I start formally introducing you. Would you happy to take feedback as a leader?
okay. No.
Thank you for giving the honest answer.
Right. So, if you ask me the same question, I would say I'm more comfortable in giving feedback, not receiving feedback. Right? That's honest. Right? Doesn't mean that I don't like feedback or I don't benefit from the feedback, and I get some really good feedback which helps me along the way. But over time, I think, it will, I can talk around some of the things I've stood up over time. But as you go along as a leader, if you are successful, it is because you get it more right than wrong. And you start to rely on yourself for that intuitiveness and that knowledge. How you keep it on edge is by constantly being open to learn. So taking the feedback is part of that openness to always keep adopting and changing. If you don't have that, of course, you are in big trouble. You say, but if you can balance that, I enjoy developing people more, sharing knowledge and things. I feel uncomfortable when you start getting tough feedback, to be honestly. But I've learned over time that somewhere out there is some parts that I have to adopt and take. So I start thinking of what are the strategies I can do to compensate for these gaps I have. I'm also over time kind of a believer more on work like Marcus Buckingham. I would encourage many of you to read that small book where he talks of playing to your strengths. Right? It is you build a whole life where you bestowed with all these strengths and talents, and now you try to spend an entire lifetime trying to fix the things that you were not gifted with in the first place. Right? So I try to see how to compensate in my leadership team and way we work for what I don't have, while trying to fix some of the things which I need to fix, but I prefer it.
Thank you for, now you know the reason why I have two honest, great leaders in front of you. On to my right, I have the Group CEO of Advance, Sriyan Wijeyeratne. To my left, I have Varuni, Amunugama Fernando, who is the Joint Managing Director for Triad. I will first ask Sriyan, why don't you give a brief 20 seconds, 30 seconds introduction of your, maybe less than 1 minute introduction of your background, where you came, and after that, Varuni.
So I'm a bit of everything. I would probably call myself a jack of all trades kind of thing. I was totally Sri Lankan product, and I want to keep it that way. So I resisted wanting to migrate. I had lots of options. Early when I was head of Microsoft, I had many options and very interesting salaries and made a lot of money. Right? But I've always preferred to remain here. I'm very passionate about Sri Lanka. So a bit of a smart cookie in that sense. Did well in school. I was ranking first class at Japura and in Sima and all those kind of things. But bit of a mystery because I'm into all kinds of things. I'm into wildlife. I have snakes, like butterflies.
Hope you didn't bring one in.
Yeah, did you have one in the book? No.
Into photography, I used to play for 20 years in a band. I did quite a bit of sports. Very passionate about community work, and I lead a couple of charities and things like that. So I'm kind of finger into many things. But I have a big passion to learn and keep changing. So my, even my next job, but every single job I took, I knew nothing about it. So from consumer, I went into telecommunications. Not a telecommunication person, and everybody uses me as saying, you can't do this job because you are not from a helper background. From there, I went to Microsoft, and that was worse because everybody said, what the hell are you going to do? I got an exceptionally interesting response when I went into fabric manufacturing. They said, what can this guy do? That software needed, and that was very successful company at that time. And what on earth are you going to do for us? So I think what has made me going is a willingness to unlearn everything, but still I'm somebody who feels that I can connect the dots. So I can look at what's happening in a consumer industry and really figure out how to put this into a IT industry or take something from telecommunication and apply it into electronics or stuff like that. So that's what kept me alive.
So I can tell you, you're not alone. I have on to the left someone who's differently qualified, and I hope I use the right wording. Why don't you tell about who you are?
differently qualified and differently able.
I didn't say that part, to be honest.
And actually, I feel quite insignificant now comparing myself to Sriyan. We have a lot of differences and similarities also. I think to begin with, I come from a family of two girls, my sister and I. So, in a very Asian kind of home, usually, it's felt that the girls have to do certain things and the boys have to do very different things. But I think it's because of my background, especially inspired by your father, we were always told that impossible is nothing. We want to do something, we want to enjoy doing something, not academically, but if we really wanted to challenge something or do something, it was perfectly okay. And we will succeed. I still remember as a girl, but I mean, you're still in that environment. When we used to go to school, we used to always, my sister and I, used to want to get endorsements and appreciation and all of that. I still remember this. Because and we used to go and ask our fathers on how do they do it. And we used to always encourage us and say, you're the best. And why I'm sharing this is, as parents, if there are parents around, the point of it is that there is no point in only correcting children. We must always demonstrate our affection, hug them, give them confidence, and all of that. Then that will us, especially the girls, to think that there is no difference. Now, most of the say forums, if I get invited, and I'm not to get invited, most of the forums, because they want a female voice. And I always say, why do we have to start there? Because we don't have to be segregated, we are very equal and we are very capable. Not to be better, I mean not to be equal to the guys, sometimes be even better. No, we don't really even have to, separate it like that. It's that we are capable and we are happy with it, and the nicest thing is that being a girl, we can be benevolent and manipulated. That is really, we are born with that talent. That's what we do, benevolent. And it is an amazing tool. So we are born with that, and we should know how to use it. Then of course I studied law because I think all of us, as we grow up, our parents want us to be academically qualified or skilled in some way. So I decided to study law. But along the way I realized that that wasn't really going to change, Sri Lanka or the minds of Sri Lankans in any way, because there was always this feeling that how can we be better? Because I think, like Sriyan, I am also very, very patriotic, not just because of the word, because Sri Lanka is blessed. And we are blessed with so many things, so many resources, so many privileges. When we look around the world, now all of us are exposed, we travel through online, connectivity, all of that. Sometimes we don't see how blessed and privileged we are. So I worked in advertising after law because universities were closed because of the JVP problems during that time at a very junior level. And together I met my business partner Dilip also, who was a my same batch as me in the law faculty. He also had that same point of view. And we thought, okay, what about communication? Communication may be a way that we could actually change the perceptions of Sri Lankans to think positively. That's all we need. We have the talent. We just need to change our mindset. So we thought maybe, and it seemed a fun thing to do. So that is how in the second year of the university we started this communication company. Now which has of course diversified into different areas. But there again one more attribute who I know he said 1 minute, but you know how many ladies start traveling. But anyway, the fact that we built a partnership, so it was not only me, there were a group of people and we believed in a local entrepreneurship. And it was this feeling of upbeat, that there were, like in our home, the family type. We want to replicate that into a business environment, into this upbeat feeling where everybody believed in the thought that Sri Lanka can. And when we entered into the communication industry, advertising at that time, it was all the top 6 agencies were all multinational. So we felt that being the only indigenous agency, we could really contribute to build local brands and through that contribute to the local economy change the mindsets of the people, and that was our thinking. And now over 22 this year we are celebrating 25 years, and so many people have joined this family, and we've managed to continue to nurture this feeling. Where my family background is concerned, I'm married to a guy who's in the TJ, and the most important thing is very difficult, Sriyan will know, I think, for a woman to really be a working person and enjoy the family life. And that is where that work-life balance comes. Of course, the way is towards the family. Career easily below that, because nothing can compare to the family. For extracurricular activity, which I can mention, that I mentioned, but extracurricular, I think exercise is very, very important. So I cycle. You may be surprised, there are groups of cycling people with girls and boys, and we cycle sometimes 100 kilometers from here to God. And it's not such a difficult thing, because I am a kind of sporty person, unlike Sriyan. But it's that kind of challenge, we are good and we enjoy what we do. So my philosophy in life is, we really need to enjoy what we do and be happy at the end of the day.
Right. So, Sriyan, do you have any bicycles to Nabas? Can offer Abbas cycling model. So I will go to one more kind of theory binding question with practice. Then I'll open, because there are some questions coming from the forum now, I can see. Sriyan, I'll turn to you. I would like a short answer to this. In terms of Hay Group, they classify leaders into 6 different types. Visionary leaders who provide the vision and drive. Affiliative, who will be helping in need kind of leaders. Participating, do the work together type of leaders. Pace setting, always setting the example so everyone follow. Coaching, could be, you'll find those type of leaders that are trying to help others by finding the gaps and helping to grow, which is a difficult thing for a leader usually. If I ask you, I know that you may not have a single type. Do you have a single type, or do you show more predominantly which 2 or 3 styles, or one single style?
So it's about 3. I would probably say quite a bit of me would be on the visionary, seeing things which is probably 2 steps more than what everybody is seeing for today and tomorrow kind of thing. Connected with that also would be setting the pace kind of thing, because it's one thing to be a visionary, but people often talk of the visionary as someone who is up in the air and in the clouds and not practical. But when you are playing CEO, you need to be able to translate that into action and set the pace for what happens. And there's a part of me which enjoys the coaching. I've had, 15 people who've gone on to become CEOs. So I look back at, where I started work with them, not because they were almost CEOs when I got them, but they were very young people who, got pushed around by me. I'm probably quite a demanding person in work life. One of my former colleagues kept on saying that they were but with that people grow. And that's the result why people like him are one of the top in the world now in project management. Is like the world guru for Microsoft on that, right? But we started very simply here.
To you, Varuni, what types I'll remind you: visionary, affiliative, participative, pace setting, coaching, and directive. The other one is directive, which is most of the time giving directions.
I hope you won't get angry with me, but I'm remembering all these Western classifications. I don't know which one I would do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So, can I give my own interpretation?
Right, go ahead.
I would like to be an inspirational leader.
Visionary?
Yeah.
Okay.
A part visionary maybe, but roll up the sleeves and be with them and all of it. But why do we need to classify them? Okay, are you this or are you that? As long as overall, yes, we have a plan of the visionary, we will say that overall goal has to be shared by everyone, not fixed in stone like this huge vision statements and mission statements. Even the person who decided on that can't remember. And they don't know what to live by. Very simple belief, but everybody in the team has to believe in that. And there has to be give and take. So okay, the company grows, the people benefit from it, the extended family benefits from it. So there is like a shared belief. And more than anything else, I would like to be, I think it's a maternal feeling where you want to be a nurturing kind of leader. So yeah, all these things, but I think that kind of Western way is a bit troubling.
I think A group is now in Singapore, so.
Yeah, okay, but it's like the human rights charter. For example, now America decided that this human rights charter is what we have to live by. Sri Lanka.
Agree.
Right, but we had our own ways of managing our human rights, punishing certain people. But so why do we have now UN and America and all of these? I don't think that's not valid anymore. So what about us? What about how you force us?
Fantastic. So I think you made a real good point. There are models. Actually, this is exactly the reason why this form was created, for a group of people like that, because this is the opportunity to learn from these role models. Because you can look at a lot of, I won't call it because this video being seen by many people, so I don't want to call it. There are few people. I'm with that advertiser, you need to help me. Maybe we swap the chairs. So here is a question coming from the audience. You can ask. You want to ask a question like last time? I'm making it different, or I'll take the question on the coming online. Anyone want to ask a question? Who will be brave? Okay, still warming up. So I'll ask a question. This is to Varuni. That's how we start. Let me read it first. Yes, of course, they're asking right now. Like the India versus Sri Lanka campaign, are there any campaigns developed to change the Sri Lankan mindset?
Yes. India versus Sri Lanka campaign? No. India campaign.
I think like Sophia.
Times of India campaign of right. And he feels where he's walking on this near the port or something. Beautiful one. I hope you've seen that commercial. It is like, let India fly. Don't hold India down. You're very right. I think in the recent past, you can say one of the nation moving campaigns was the campaign, and we would like to really be, say very humbly, we are happy to be part of that. And they are actually, it wasn't only the campaign that worked, the mindset of the people wanted peace, wanted an end to this whole thing. And it was just that sense of pride, everybody hung on to this campaign as a national clarion call. Now, a campaign can do so much. At the end of the day, it's a communication, people can change the perception. But there has to be certain ground level action to make it believable. Otherwise, it just becomes fluff. So, just as you said, believe India campaign was necessary at that time. Of course, we need to have a believe Sri Lanka campaign, developing. But the delivery also has to be there. Otherwise, it's just some communication, paid for communication. Nobody believes in that. The Amunugama campaign was successful really because all the stakeholders, you take the media for example, contributed 1 billion worth of media time, just free of charge. Because they were also suffering this, all what we were suffering as citizens. So, definitely, there is a need in the immediate present to do a campaign like this for more reasons than one. But actually, national level campaigns haven't really taken place. There have been, say, brands which have taken that role, whether it is Unilever, whether it's Love, there are different brands who have taken on this patriotic communication. Of course, for building their own brand. But brand Sri Lanka per se has not built that campaign for one main reason. There is a lack of delivery. So, those two things have to go together. The government or the state, which is the machinery to deliver, has to be operational. They need to have a plan first. But they are all hoping in the near future there will be a new campaign and there will be new ways of dealing.
Here's a question usually you were talking and highlighting or hinting these a bit when you started. What was your biggest failure? As a leader, how did you overcome? Coming from the audience.
I'm trying to think of which one to talk.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, I'm thinking of something which might be practical. I can talk of many cases or something to help people watch out for. Right. Now, you look at, we are normally of the belief that we are doing something which is helping the organization. Organization is growing, things are working well, the plan is successful, all of that. You would kind of think that things are doing well, right? And you would all say, let's dish out more of the food. Continue to go, continue success, and that's what we all say. That is something that I probably illustrate a lot. Because that is not true. What I found was that, so depends on which scenario you end up working now in an organization, and it requires totally different styles of leadership. So that's where this whole thing becomes a big mess. If you are going into, let's say, the Microsoft scenario that I work in, you are setting up a company from scratch and building it around your style, your belief, your philosophy, like Varuni has done with her setup. Versus, you walk into a massive established setup which has its culture, practices, processes, and leaders and research and operate. So in the second scenario, even though the organization can be successful, it doesn't mean that everybody wants more of it. Because it can impact the agendas of different people. So I assume that the general success of an organization would be what everyone would support and subscribe for. And I failed in a few things because I underestimated that maybe not everybody wants. Or not everybody would want to run at this stage. They would prefer peacefully to box on. Or if I was a leader yesterday and doing something and somebody comes and does something better tomorrow, do I want the better tomorrow or do I want to show that I'm right? And all of us generally want to show that we are right. So if I want to show that I'm good, I have to make a better plan today. Now, these are human tendencies, right? And often as leaders, we underestimate. So, when I earlier tried to describe me as a leader and said me as a visionary part, very consciously I left out something that Varuni says is a lot about, which is a very sensory leader. That's not my top step. So I usually try to hire someone or look into someone in my closer team to compliment me for that. Because I know I don't have it. I can't read that you're upset as well as you can read me. Right? So I might walk away after a conversation, no, we did it. But she's upset and I haven't read it. Reverse happened with her and she will pick up that I'm upset. That's her, not me. So, in these scenarios, you have to plot a different path as a leader, different strategy. Because sometimes what we all expect and read from the literature, so if the goal is successful, this and that, and if we all run in the same direction and bring a successful work, but what about the individual activity? Right, so I haven't compensated that time enough for that, or maybe slowed down enough saying, you don't need success. You have to probably prioritize the agenda for a while and come back to success later. So that was one learning that I did. Can I share one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something which, we often happen again as business leaders. Telecommunication kind of example, you spend quite a bit per phone line of investment. So when you do the math, you obviously want to make a certain amount of money per customer. And not all Sri Lankans will support a lot. We found that, those days there were no phones, we gave phones to people for free. But then we found that, hey, half these people or more are not really making enough phone calls to that because it's investment. we had to re-engineer some of the marketing and sales stuff to bring in more profitable customers. And became very successful. We had one of the highest average revenues in the entire Asia. And all these analysts are coming to try to find out what we are doing well and all. Now I knew we were making a mistake and I bought it, but maybe I didn't like it enough. But at a particular business review, the board and all of that, got dream. They said, hey, you have 60% of your customers making money, you have 40% who are losing. Can't be not that important. How often do you have the conversation? Somebody says, look at loss-making businesses, outlets, products, and shut them down or discontinue loss-making products and focus on all the time, right? But we took that conversation to a level where we actively discouraged loans, put up barriers to entry and made it almost impossible unless you were doing a required. And we got hit. Bad debts went up, our customer churn went down, and suddenly you found that you didn't have enough economies of scale. It took us 2 years to fix the problem. That was decided at one board meeting and said, no, you must do this. So this thing around balancing your portfolio as a business leader is a very tricky thing. It's very tempting to say, chase everything which makes money for you and leave out what doesn't or what is not good or dragging your business down. But from mistakes made, I can tell you it's not a simple, it's very complex. So look at it carefully, get multiple people to contribute to that reason before you make any judgment on it.
Okay, that's eye-opening. So I was worried that you're going to keep saying about mistakes. So I know that you're very successful because leaders make mistakes and they're fast enough to correct that. And thanks for sharing your own experience, which is really helpful. Varuni, there's a question coming to you. I think this is good one for you. How do you deal with poor quality, or I think it's performance, of subordinates? How do you deal with it?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because your family, you want to create that environment. So how do you deal with it? Do you accommodate them or?
That is a really frustrating thing actually, because you always think that poor quality is due to certain things. Not enough, the application hasn't been enough, the interest hasn't been enough, the want hasn't been enough to do well, and somebody has just done it simply, or the team has just done it simply because they had to. There has been no passion in it. And it's even more frustrating when you can't communicate to them why it is not up to the mark. Because obviously the standard that some people set in their own mind doesn't match with that. And there was no, but this is good enough. Good enough is that yardstick. Where do you place that? What's the standard? What is good enough? So actually, you're very right, answer is very frustrating. But no, you shouldn't get daunted by that, because there could be other, you must always go beyond to find out, okay, what has gone wrong? Maybe we as the seniors haven't inspired them, or haven't trained them, haven't worked with them, there isn't enough knowledge. There could be other reasons for that. The kind of lower standard. So it's always, one way is to reprimand, punish, shout, but that is not a solution. So even me being very human, first there will of course be a kind of notification and blaming. But fortunately where I come from, the culture is such that the hierarchy is very flat. So everybody has the freedom and comfort to speak their mind. So the team is comfortable to at least discuss and say, hey, you can't blame us, these are the reasons. So together we can always arrive at a solution. So there are many times that this kind of thing happens and it's very frustrating, but the only good thing is that everybody believes, okay, we can always do better collectively. So there's always a way out. Next time can be better, but in our business, sometimes there is no next time. Because probably it's a pitch for a very, very lucrative, exciting, opportunity to do some work. But we might lose it simply because we don't get another chance. So that's very disheartening at that point in time. But over a period of time, there have been many obstacles like that, many situations, but we have always tried to find a reason as to what led to it and try to find the solution in that.
Right. So, maybe a little bit connected to that, I'll go to her and come to you. That question I'd like both of you to answer, so I'll bring it up. Do you encourage or do you really practice the workforce diversity? Because you were very vocal at the beginning about females and how they've been kind of seen, not treated, but seen. So, do you really encourage or you basically try to get more females? What type of a leader are you?
That whole diversity thing is again now, it's a very upset thing, has come from somewhere. But anyway, this whole thought about there's a lot of teaching that women leaders don't want to encourage younger women to come, probably on the board and be on par with them, and because we all know that women have different characteristics like cat fights and that kind of women traits, so-called women traits. But overall, if you take women leaders, I don't think that's the reason. See, most women leaders would look at diversity as something that's very, very important. But you judge a girl or a lady for her merit more than the gender. Sometimes what happens is, when you look at the work-life balance, most of the girls feel that they are treated unfairly because they have to balance so many things, make so many sacrifices, and there are situations where there are a lot of places as well where there's a parity between the salary scales and all that is there. But personally, if you take, I would very, very welcome diversity. Not only gender diversity. Now, for example, differently able. We had a chat about it the other day. Now, there is this whole consciousness about how do we bring differently able people to the workplace. But it shouldn't, in my opinion, be just a talking point, feel good point, and you think, okay, my company does this, and it's part of the bottom line, and how we include that with CSR, not in that sense, but genuinely as human beings. Now, in our communication industry, it's a place where you can actually encourage a lot of these differently able people. Say, if you have a hearing impairment, for example, they can still be very good at graphic designing. Actually, our office is a place where it's like there are children studying, a lot of children studying graphic designing from the deaf school. Okay. I think they're changing the name of that. And that's not real, but when in the bus, when you shout, everybody's looking around with the Volvo getting off. So there are social issues like that, but our industry is not where you can welcome them. And it is, most of the agencies actually take these people as trainees. If they are good, we keep them, but not because we should just have a place for them simply because they're differently able, because they're skilled. So the concept, whether it's a girl, whether you're different label, or whether you're a guy with some other disability or equal disability which we don't know, it is simply because, diversity is different ways of thinking, different opinion, and collectively it enhances our product or service offering. But yes, we appreciate, but not just for the concept of, okay, we can use that as a PR analysis. So, where girls are concerned, I think we have to be judged on skill. And, okay, we can give the opportunities, but not just simply because the quota has to be this. Yep. If you look at, the government again, now it is cited, but 25% more women politicians doesn't mean jack shit. Oh, I shouldn't swear, but you can edit that. Yeah. But the point would be, if you take some of the parties, most of the ladies didn't want to get into politics because that is not what they want to do, because there are castes, that is an area which is not now contaminated. So they just dragged off some ladies off the street put their names, they don't want to be politicians. And just because you have 25% women voter doesn't mean women's issues are going to be sorted out. So it's that whole concept which has got messed up, you know.
I'm glad you taken that point and opened the eyes and to make me turn to Sriyan and put him on a very difficult spot. But I think I agree totally that more than a quota, I think we had this conversation earlier as well in one of the sessions. A quota is more important or being conscious is more important. I think being conscious. And I'm glad I was going to ask, talk your work, and you gave examples of how you use visually impaired people in your office. Impaired. You're going to choose a new board. Or you're working with a new board. Actually, you're going to work with a new board, sorry. So, when you pick your leadership, do you really pick up or think on these diversity? Are you conscious? I'm talking about things like, in Sri Lanka you don't have LGBT, but that's also a concern or a matter to think about. And then the women and the aged, the visually impaired, differently able people, and XY generations. Are you really conscious about that, Sriyan?
I'm picking a leadership team.
When you pick the leadership team, your team?
Okay. I don't believe in diversity in the way that it is being discussed at present. Right? There is too much conversation which, I comes back simply to a women conversation. Diversity conversation equals women. Right? It's a sad thing. I'm a big believer in diversity as a strategy. So I go about very meticulously on my diversity more as a strategy. So when I pick my team, like I was saying earlier, I, for example, would want a sensor on my team. Somebody who can feel the pulse of people, of my customers. If that be a boy, a girl, a gay person, great. Fine for me. Right? I want that attribute. I don't want generation X or Y because of age. I want someone who understands technology, the new trends, young people. So if I get that best from a 20-year-old, I will pick the 20-year-old. If I can get it from a 40-year-old housewife, great. Right. So I go about the diversity looking at my business strategy and my requirements. But invariably, to suit those requirements, I'm going to need a diverse group of people. So I keep an eye out on these things. So I look at local universities versus foreign universities. Not because I think anything great of the foreign qualified people. A number of us are here, they do run for their money. But that ability to understand the local culture, the rural climate, the nuances of the Sinhala language or the Tamil language become very important. Let's say Baba going for neo-national country. So you don't want someone who's a Colombo-centric person trying to plan your national strategy. So diversity, if you play the game right, you will always come out on top. But if you are gravitating towards having more people who are like you, reflect you and complement you, good luck to you. Yeah. That's a one-way street up and very fast down. So the other one is uncomfortable. I can tell you from experience, it's a pain when you have a really diverse leadership team sitting in the room. The debate, the discussions, finding consensus, that's when you need good leadership. To bring all those ideas in and skills into one place and say, now let's take a list of that. So it's a challenge. It's easier to have a less diverse leadership team, but the more diversity, your chances of success are much.
Right. Before I take the audience question, I do differently this time. I look at her and ask, does she have work-life balance?
Oh yes.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Daughter speaking.
Wow.
So I'm asking a question. Does he put enough time to your family?
Absolutely.
It doesn't work at all, is it?
No. He is very specific
particular on balancing his work and his home life. He will always put his family first when need be. And there are times when he works hard, he's always working hard, but he will never compensate family life for the work.
Wonderful.
Can I share an experience? I think it's worthwhile. Because, when I go in and have a conversation, I talk about it in my, as a new leader when people get to me. I said, this is one thing I will not let you talk about. And I say, if ever you find this conflict and you can't resolve it with your manager, you come to me. Not for these little things like, oh my daughter, something, no. Anything serious. Because she was a victim of the best example at which I couldn't get that balance in my work. When I was a young intake, I was having a new product launch, 4 conferences to address in one day, all over Sri Lanka. So the game plan was, I start early morning, Purnagala, Candy, Sabragamo, I do a whole tour and finish up with the Colombo address. Launch the product nationally in one day. My wife is pregnant and we had diabetes. And the fever is on that good. And I didn't have a working environment or a boss who looked at it and said, I'll do the launch, you be here. He probably didn't even know that my first kid was doing that. So I dropped my wife in hospital. And I am on the road. Every time I pass a particular town on the family road, I'm reminded that I was at a payphone calling home to find out if I was the car. And I vow that nobody working under me will pay that kind of price. So work-life balance is very important. It's a question of what you push. So when I go to some companies, when I join, I have people who are 11, 12 years, very senior, very proud, and we've never taken annual leave, and we are very committed. Until they come and I look down on them like, what's wrong? Right? Next year, Monday, I want all my leadership team taking annual leave. Monday. After 1 year, everyone's, oh, we are taking, our families are over. I do 10, 12 trips, largely family a year. And these are not one day. I was playing in a band for a long time. So my life up to this point has come by a lot of work-life balance. So this work pressure is over. Right? You should be able to figure out how to do anything you want and still get your priorities right. And what you need any help with that, feel free to give me a call anytime to help you on how to figure it out. That's a no-brainer.
Great example. And similar question to you. I'm actually getting a lot of questions now on the online as well, so I'll jump into that because do the justice for these people. But last question probably before I go to the questions. I know you're sitting in multiple boards, and I brought you here as Joint Managing Director for Triad. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if my numbers are wrong, you're in 22 companies. Do you do the justice for Triad?
But of course, when you see 22 companies, they are not big huge boards. Being an entrepreneurial group, these are backward integrated companies which support our advertising, communication. For example, there would be a Citrus Hotel or George Stewart, for example. You're very. I am not Kakaragama Devi, for example. So hardly. Maybe I don't. Actually, I do justice to try, and I think the example, what I want to bring here is that there are 22 companies that we have formed. But the most important thing is that we have dedicated and distributed this power in a sense of ownership of the people who are running the company. So we have, as Sriyan said very wisely, we have picked people who are not like us, but who are. The most important thing is they have the similar thinking. They would care about the people who are working there. They would maintain this Sri Lanka can live in Sri Lanka philosophy. Overall thinking is the same, but different people run these companies. So we do not actually interfere in the operation. But overall, and none of these really have board, so to speak. They are not like big companies like that, not we do. But wherever there are boards, now Varuna has a board, Citrus has a board because it's a listed company, for example. Wherever there are boards, yes, I do get involved during the board meeting, but operationally, no. Because we have actually trusted. I think you were going to ask that question. There is no time after of passing the baton. Now, I mean, I'm 50 years this year, Dilip is 51, and as Sriyan again said,
we are younger.
I'm really, the small one I didn't realize was the daughter was really touched sitting next to Sriyan. And for the first time at a forum where the child actually speaks and says, look, there is a work-life balance. So sometimes we can come and talk a lot of crap. You don't even know whether it's true or not. But here is a living example. She actually feels it. I mean, that is amazing, to see that. And in this situation, the fact that we have looked at, okay, the longevity, what is the next step? Because we are not going to continue to be here and get wounded here and get nursed and died and, go off and the entire philosophy and the company we have built to die with that. So we passed on the baton. For example, Dilip and I are the original founder owners, and we had a partner called Ishini, but she didn't continue because she had her own business. Now there is a young partner called Sarva who's 10 years younger than us, who welcomed him into our fold. He's an engineer by profession and actually was not entrepreneurial initially, but I think that's the best decision we've made. His thinking, his vision, he studied overseas, whereas Dilip and I studied locally, so his exposure and we find that a lot of young people are comfortable joining because he is there. So they understand that there is a closeness and understanding and all of that. So, like Sarva, there are young people in all these other companies taking over the baton. The only thing which we tell them is, look, you have to have the philosophy that shouldn't change, and the patriotic feeling shouldn't change. But our whole belief in our group is that we have a purpose beyond profit. Because I'm not boasting when I say from the time we started this company with zero capital, so there was absolutely no investment. So there was nothing that we brought an investor, and we are also salary earners. None of us have taken a single dividend. All what we have earned over 25 years is cloud back to build this group so that a whole family of Sri Lankans benefit from it. So in that sense, I think a question you may have wanted to ask about the next generation. So it's that entrepreneurial spirit which we want to continue. After Sarva, he needs to bring in other younger people so that the brand lives on, although we won't. Right? Did I answer the question? Or did
You asked my rest of the questions as well. So this is for Sriyan. Now I'm taking more audience questions because to justice the people. Sriyan, if you have to fire someone, thought about it? Who to fire? Yeah, okay. If you have to fire someone, but someone who really you trust a lot and rely on, how do you do that?
Right. What I find is that in these difficult decisions on people, performance, blah blah, the biggest mistake all of us make is not taking the decision that we know is the right one. We hope against hope that this is something that we can fix, or something which will sort itself out or go away, and we keep pushing this further and further. All of us intuitively do that. Right? Or we blame it on ourselves as managers, have we tapped into the potential. Not everyone can do everything. And not everyone can scale unlimitedly upward. So if we understand that, we know that at some point all of us should get fired. Right? We will reach a limit. So I think when you find that has happened with a friend or a colleague who you trust, it's more painful. I've been through the pain. I've been through the pain of having to hire people very close to me who I trusted. Sometimes because they build something, sometimes because performance or conflict of interest came in the way, right? And there is no easy way out. There is no Panadol I can give you at the end of that conversation to feel better, to feel shit. But the wrong thing to do is not. It will drag you down. Right? So I had to ask and let go a few close people over time for multiple reasons. It's never an easy. But I would encourage you to do it sooner rather than later, because later is usually more complicated and becomes more painful. Sometimes it might take you down in the flow unless you are fast. We can see that in the national space, political level. You can see that, if you don't make those calls early, you become part of the problem as well, right? Your friends, your colleagues are accountable for their actions. You can trust them, you can depend on them, but they are accountable for that. You should not make that your accountability just because you trust the person. And you can still retain those friends. To manage it well, some of them will still be your friends, some of them may not. And that's the price of peace. Peace is a lonely world at times. And back to your initial question, leaders of I see myself as a leader, not an entrepreneur, for example. I've always been very good. I'm probably a miserable entrepreneur. I have probably made a good business leader, but I've never seen myself as an entrepreneur. If you see yourself as a leader, get used to the fact that it's a fairly lonely life. It gets tough some days, I can tell you that. There's no one to cry on, no one to cry with, no one to share your things. So I've been through those things. But yeah, that's my perspective.
Okay, so there is, because you called her entrepreneur, I'll bring the audience question, entrepreneurial question to you. So in summary, what this question asks is a long question. What is holding us going global? Other than the Ceylon tea, what have we portray ourselves to the globe? Why are we not doing anything, Varuni? We are in the trade.
That's only a part of communication. But overall, it's a mindset change. Whoever who asked the question, that's a question. That's the question everybody is asking. Now, if you read the papers today, they're talking about this new export, some policies they have brought to Israel, some new thing, another committee has sat on it and another policy has come through. So there is absolute red tape when people want to do something other. So, I honestly think that the Sri Lankan people are talented, they are entrepreneurial, and now they are globally exposed in a way where they can identify opportunities as well. The biggest problem could be the red tape in between. Okay, you have an idea, then you want who will fund this? Now most of the banks, if you take, actually have become pawnbrokers in that sense. Unless you can give, everything, even your whole team. If you go and give to the bank is not enough, the collateral that they are asking for. So people are scared to take that risk, thinking what if something goes wrong? But that's the whole point of entrepreneurship. You should not be risk averse. You should always have the opportunity to think, okay, this will go wrong, but still I won't be destitute, I won't be on the street. So that feeling is not created because of the structure, the financial structure, the developmental aspect is not there anymore, for whatever the reason. Sometimes it could be the state, this kind of controlling state where they are not helping the entrepreneurial spirit, whereas in India it may be better. Second thing is, the political situation. Now, the administration also gets influenced and changed when there's a political party or government to change. Now, in most countries, that doesn't change, so there is continuity. Here, when everything gets overall, then what happens is policies change. Now, people are scared of these policy changes because there is no reasoning sometimes. You start something, suddenly there are taxes put on, sometimes, policy changes which you never foresaw or planned. So now the biggest issue is that there is a fear factor, not a talent factor. We have a huge, sense of, we have talent, we have ideas, we have vision, we have the need, we have passion. All of that is there, but that fear factor of, okay, what will happen? How can we become successful? But honestly, I think Sri Lanka being what it is, Sri Lanka is a very resilient nation. There will be, we will have to transform. The astrologers talk about the Dirateva Kumarya. I don't know whether it's a Kumarya or Kumarya or whoever, or some LGBT representative, we don't mind. But whoever, the leader that we're talking about, I honestly believe the typical leader should come from the grassroots level so that they have that empathy and understanding. As you spoke about the people that you get your national leader, they should be globally exposed so that we know we are not from the world. They should love this country, for example, and should have a vision. And they should believe in the goodness of this country. So with that kind of leadership, things will change. And we will become global. You can see like the sporadic movement of a laugh becoming global, or it may actually anyway global in that sense to other brands. Maybe tea is also struggling other than for Dilma. Okay, I would love to promote Hillary because that's my husband's brand. And like if you want your sister, then I can go home peacefully. But anyway, basically there are brands, they are trying hard to give their footprint. But we need a mindset change of the policymakers, not the people. So I honestly believe that that's transforming and that will happen.
If I had half an hour, there are more questions. Hey, go ahead. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, but yeah.
I think, having been through a couple of years now of Sri Lanka, some of these futures we are talking about are simply not coming. I have listened to successive business leaders, governments, chambers talking of this talk about hubs. We have a maritime hub, the IT hub, the knowledge hub. After we haven't got to it. And these are all continuous decades, not a 1-2 year. Right? So in a span of 10-15 years, if you are getting nowhere closer to being a hub of any sort of something, is nonsense. So I think that business leaders of tomorrow or today, depending on where you are, you probably need to make up your mind to get on with it despite politics and despite all this nonsense which goes on in our country. Right? Don't have an over-dependency on a political safety net or over-dependency on any political related decision which can make you either successful or not. It's too risky. Because there is no policy consistency, and without political patronage, if you are going somewhere, all of that, right? But I'm also a big believer, if I could call out a campaign to say that Sri Lanka's can't do this. I'm a big believer that we need more diversity in this country. We chased out the burgers, we chased out the blacks, the British, we make it very difficult for the foreign nationals to come here and work, right? I don't believe as a country we have enough of them. And there is a need to bring in foreign talent into this country. Take every country which is successful. None of them are protecting their workforce and saying they will do it. They are bringing experts from all over to work in that country. What are we doing? We are saying we know it all. If we really can't, then we'll allow it to be one guy. How much of a backward island mentality is that? So I would love us to be encouraging more citizenship, ready, bringing more foreign nationals to come in, become residents. Build a diversity in the country. That diversity is not going to ruin the Sinhala nation or the Sri Lankan much like we believe in. You are talking of maybe a couple of 100,000 people. But the mix and diversity, look at the history of our achievements in sports and business. How many birthdays? many Dutch origins, how many foreign people, in those mix of great leaders and sports people. There is a DNA that we should infuse into the country to succeed. Singapore is not succeeding because of Singapore. India is going national, but don't mistake that nationalism of what you see for being stupid to think that they won't bring in foreign companies and foreign talent to create knowledge in the country. We are blocking foreign knowledge from coming into this country. And as long as we continue to do that, I don't think we'll become truly global fast.
I want to just add something to that again. But none of us ever thought we would win the war and have peace. But we did it. When there was no world military which has crushed a terrorist group, we Sri Lankans did it. I agree, so there is hope. And what Sriyan said, I do agree we need global thinking, global exposure that can come through Sri Lankan globals who are the diaspora. They are actually the citizens in those other countries, they've got exposed in those other countries. So if they come back, if the third or fourth generation comes back, they are again we bring in that openness. But you're very right, we shouldn't push away the diversity of other people wanting to be part of it. But I think, Sriyan, the fear could be, see, we have a colonial hangover, we feel that we were controlled, we were all of that, and so that could be the thinking, but not in this extreme nationalistic thinking. Let's get open our doors, but at the same time we can't be servile. We can't be servile to the so-called Western thinking. So
I think for me it's not so much about Western thinking, it's just let's understand the reality that we don't have the competency in many things. Rather than trying to make it believe that we know it. So bring the experts where we lack, give them better access into the country and the workforce. So today you want to work in Singapore, it's much easier. You get the best Singapore national to try to work in Sri Lanka, you will go through whom? Right? A diaspora, I'm not a big believer. Honestly, because I've watched 3 generations of my friends and parents' friends and all going, hardly anyone is coming. So if we are going to wait, in my belief of that trend, it's a long way. Because we are not seeing any early signs of younger diaspora coming there. So encourage that we must. But I believe it will be a too long day if we wait only on that. So I think we need about 10-15 years of knowledge infusion coming in, which will spark.
Because some of the industries, like the hotel sector for example, if you look at the general managers, all of those are right up for it. So they come in, they impart, some of the reasons they will stay there. But of course when you ask them why, is it something to do with the country, they say no, it's part of their career. So to build their career, they kind of get different experiences.
Right. So I think we're in a very, I would say, peak level, but I don't want to take it further because of time factor, but it's very interesting. But before I wind up, is there anything you want to add or any questions you want to ask from these two agencies?
First of all, adding to what you said, I'll give one example. There is a thing called Anura. Right? Now it's the world's largest dairy production. It's based in Saudi Arabia. Earlier it was all Danish companies and companies from New Zealand dominating the market. What they did was they hired people with very high salary, giving jobs in Saudi Arabia, giving everything what they want. Within 5-6 years, they became the largest dairy producer in the desert. That is something. Right? Secondly, a question to Varuni. Just saying, right, to be a successful leader, you have to be a follower. Do you have any followers? Don't say somebody within your immediate family members. You know what I mean? Anyone you follow outside your immediate family.
You follow or follow you?
You follow somebody.
Your role model.
Not a role model. I think for specific requirements, specific needs that I have different role models. Now, for example, I mean, the way of living, I might think, okay, this is the way Buddha spoke about, not as a religion, but loving kindness, or I might look at that. But if I look at maybe a personality, global, local, for example, I might look at Sangha and think, wow, look at this guy, how the whole world, even in that Lord, when he speaks, everybody respects him, and that kind. So it could be that. But if you take, say, Linda Speldemin, for example, like a counterpart, what she has done in the field of entrepreneurship and how, she has expanded her business, helping the rural community. So there are different persons that I would follow and different types or different requirements. There won't be a particular one.
I would love if it is for Sriyan, otherwise to make a balance.
Sriyan, one question is now you're joining into a family business. Have you worked as you have experience working previously in a family business? So sometimes the decisions that you make can be overruled, like so as a CEO, like if you're working for a multinational, yes, you make a decision, yes, you can stand right. But when you're working for a family business, sometimes you can be a CEO, not make a decision, but because of other influences, you not be able to make
A short answer.
Yeah. So I had a very good conversation with one of my mentors recently. And summary of that was one or two things. One was that I'll have to not expect the world to be black and white. Right? And I'm a very principled guy. This is right, this is wrong. And I'll have to understand that now it's going to be a journey. I can't walk in there and say, okay, all these things are not right, change tomorrow. Right? So I'll have to get ready for going through that path as part of taking it to the right place. I had never struggled with getting my decisions approved, honestly, with boards and this and that. Because if there is good accountability and good justification, I've always found that people are willing to listen. So when they say people are cutting salaries or not giving their salaries, I have got a lot of those things from leaders and boards. Then it presents a problem. So while I think in short term, I will probably experience some of that. But I'm not too overly worried in the media. Because I think when a family makes a decision to professionalize a company, that's a journey, that's a process. I don't think if any one of us makes a life-altering decision, let's say I go to the West tomorrow, migrate. I'm not going to become US in behavior the moment I get my citizenship there tomorrow. I'm going to remain very Sri Lankan for a while and cut when I'm driving and all of that. That gradually evolves. So same thing for them. They will not see this professional way of running as the default way to act. I have to take them on a journey. So I think it will be a few years. But I was matured, maybe 5-10 years ago if I went in, I would have probably stood. So I said, no, and probably got found this thing. So I think, hopefully I will answer that.
Right. With that, I think this comes to an end. In summary, if I just say 2 or 3 bullets, what we learn here today is that leaders have different styles, and the style that they apply is based on the situation. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not just the one style apply for or one fit for. It's just based on the situation and how you tackle. And secondly, that decisions are made not to make everyone happy, but the right decision. And the leader's duty is making sure the board as well as the employees understand that. And it's a tough game, but that's why they are here and they're doing it. And finally, I think time has come for us to think how, as a leadership forum, we want to take Sri Lanka and market ourselves. And actually, honestly, that was not something I thought will come, but it came as to the end as a summary point. I think we, as a leadership forum, have to start working. The generation leaders who are here get more support from all these legends here. Thank you very much for Noteworthy for giving us a venue and sponsoring. Thanks for my team for organizing this Talk the Walk session. And please follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And also there is a Slido survey form. You can quickly take 2 minutes and fill that audience. And once more, we are going to have another exciting session in August. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. And I have a token of appreciation for Sriyan. It's for you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for creating this forum and giving a badly needed vacuum. I think there's a lot of discussion needed on Sri Lankan leadership, how to find a better formula which is a good mix of the Western, what we learn and what we need in the country. So, thank you.
Thanks, Varuni, for coming here and sharing your honest feelings. This for you.
Thank you very much, and as Sriyan said, first of all, thank you very much for listening to us. But the most encouraging thing, and thank you, Anura, for organizing a forum like this, the seeing your faces, young and passionate and positive. That's the most important thing. Be positive, things will change.
This is why I'm here in the country. I'm here to change.